Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island Season 11, Episode 13, I think. Let's go with it. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So, Joey tells Grace that there is still something between him and Samantha, and he has not completely closed things off with her.
That's fully done with her.
No, there's definitely still something there.
And now, especially now you've been like, yeah, there are still feelings there for Samantha, like...
I don't want to close it off. I feel like she tries to close it off. I feel like I know how you feel about me.
Yeah, you know how I feel about you.
Yeah, I know. Gutted that it like, whatever happened between us, it stops and that.
No, I appreciate that.
Joey, this man just finished telling Grace the day before that he only relates to Samantha in a friendship way, and they have a very good friendship going on. He also told her earlier in their little sleepover situation that because Samantha has been acting the way that she has, he has no interest in going and dealing with that. So now the next morning, like, why are you, or is it the next morning? I don't know where we are in the timeline, child. But the point is, his words change every day. And unfortunately for me, this is where I have to give Samantha some sympathy, because has she been acting up even before Grace came in? Yes. And that's where I agree with Joey in the fact that she's been kicking off over things that weren't even worthy of the kerfuffle. So now that he has somebody who's actually worth his time, I can see him not wanting to pay Samantha any mind, because it's like, you stress me. She doesn't. Let me go over here. Now, Samantha did ask Joey, am I just somebody who's filling up a space for you until your actual type comes in? And he either would lie straight to her face, or he would make her think that she's even crazy for thinking that, when in fact it was true. And seeing how he's been acting with Grace just affirms the insecurities that Samantha had. Samantha was projecting her insecurities, I feel, onto Joey. However, he's only validating whatever she was feeling this entire time. So my ITV started tripping out. Y'all know how it goes. So I didn't get to see the full conversation between Uma and Will. However, she is excited to be with him. I only see them having shallow conversations, but that could be my ITV tripping out. I also didn't get to see Kieran actually telling Nicole about his comment regarding Grace, but I did see the aftermath of the conversation, and obviously Nicole is not happy about it.
I said Grace.
Why?
I do.
What?
If you want to make comments like that, it just shows how immature you actually are more than what.
Did all the boys know that as well?
All the boys are there, and none of them told me.
You're all rats.
It's just annoying is the fact how much of a kick-off he was over you.
And it made me feel awful for having a snog with someone in a challenge.
So he could have kissed Grace if he wanted to?
Choose her then, babe, because I was the one who got picked by Will.
Owned up to it and came to you. Do you know what I mean? That shows that he respects you more.
We spoke about this on live. Shout out to everybody who was over there. These two are both lying to each other, and for whatever reason, they don't want to just be honest. So after Nicole's kiss with whoever she kissed, she said, well, Kieran would have done the same if he was in that position, which makes me think that she does not trust Kieran. Then you have Kieran who said something so dumb. Why would you say it to anybody? If that's how you felt, at least save it for the beach hug, because she's not going to see that until after the show. You're going to tell it to somebody else in the villa, it's bound to get out. But he said he would have rather kissed Grace than Jess for the threesome conversation, right? Or the threesome, what was it? Dare? Whatever. Y'all know. Y'all were there. You watched it, or you watched my review. He obviously has eyes elsewhere. And just because you find somebody intriguing, it doesn't mean you actually want to explore something with them. But for him to make it seem like he has no interest in Grace whatsoever is just not true. And for Nicole to make it seem like everything is totally fine with her and Kieran, she's completely closed off, she has no worries about them, is also not true. She doesn't trust him. And if they can both be honest about these things, they could actually work through those feelings together and not have these little tiffs that they keep on having every, 3 days at this point? It's supposed to be smooth sailing this early on in your relationship. Like, what is going on? So Kieran is still stressing about the conversation that he had with Nicole. And I hate to say it, but I side with Ayo, good Lord.
What's the big deal? Like, obviously we closed it off, innit? a comment
You think
with
she
any
hasn't?
malicious
You think she
intent.
hasn't said passing comments? You can just say I didn't mean it. I don't think you got to apologise.
Yeah, I don't
But
think
I've already said that, mate.
allow her to be upset and just let her get her head around it.
I do not like what Io said in saying that Kieran should just lie about what he said, saying that he didn't really mean it. But Io did say she has also said some throwaway comments. The only difference is you've been caught, she hasn't. And that is true. Nicole has said her own things behind closed doors and it hasn't been relayed back to Kieran, but she has said things that would be a cause for concern if I was partnered up with her. So he needs to stop tripping out. Like, people say dumb stuff. It happens. Just be honest with each other so you can move past it. We have some conversations going on. Io says that he feels good about how things are going so far. Omar says that things have been a little bit off for him since Uma left, but he's excited that she's coming back. Jess and Nicole tell Sam that she handled her situation well, and Sam says that she has been used by Joey. Harriet is trying not to spiral regarding Ronnie. At the sleepover, oh my gosh, I cannot speak today. At the sleepover, Tiffany and Ronnie say that they enjoyed their time together and want to get to know each other more. Joey says that he wants to stay at this little sleepover villa, but just with Grace. Grace says that she doesn't want any animosity between her and Samantha. And Uma says that she is not nervous about going back to the villa and just sees the sleepover as a little holiday. So Kieran now talks to Nicole and he reassures her that he only has eyes for her.
Right, I feel shit about it all. It was a passing comment.
If you want to get to know the girl, you can.
No, I
It's
don't.
not- don't think you've got to hold back.
No, I
with it
don't.
Because
It was stupid of me to make a comment. It was petty and it was immature. If I still wanted to get to know other people, I wouldn't have closed off with you.
it's just not nice to hear, is it?
No, it's not.
I know you can have a laugh with the boys. I have a laugh with the girls. But I think it's just, when it comes to stuff like that, it's a bit too much information in here.
Isn't it interesting how this just blew up when it really didn't have to? Because the question was, or the comment was, who he would have rather kissed outside of Jess. So did he pick Jess to save face? Absolutely. That's what you do sometimes. Sometimes you don't do what your initial instinct is. You do whatever leads you through the path of least resistance. And that's what Kieran decided to do. The mistake was telling somebody that there was another option, okay? But the question simply was, in a threesome, who would you want involved? He wanted Nicole. That one stays true. And the other option would have been Grace. That doesn't mean he wants to now explore Grace. It's just he would have rather kissed Grace over Jess. That's it. It doesn't have to be all this back and forth that it has been. How we got here, I don't even know. So Harriet talks to the other delusional person in the villa, and she says that there's no way that Ronnie would just keep hopping around in the villa. He would never.
Is he going to do that with every single person that comes in
But
the
I
door?
think this will be the tell. Jump from Jess, jump to me, and then jump to Tiffany when he doesn't even know the girl. Like, surely not. It says more about him than it does me.
Yeah.
Girl, you will be shocked what Ronnie will do. You will be shocked. I don't even know this man, and I predict that as soon as another fresh cooch comes in, he will jump on it. Okay? I told you, be careful for when Ronnie's, and now he's Ronnieing like never before. Yeah, be careful who you partner up with. Ronnie was never going to be a loyal guy. When everyone reunites, Joey keeps saying that yesterday was his favorite day ever. Uma says that she's finally getting what she wants and she can't believe that she is the one. Does Will know that? Because Will told the guys that he's open to exploring his options. Ronnie said that Tiffany is cool. Like, literally, that was it. And then Tiffany shared that they did have a kiss. And then that was cut off quickly because Harriet asked Grace how she feels about Joey. And she says that things basically picked up where they left off a year ago. And Joey says that Grace is an absolute sort. After that, you have Harriet and Sam basically sulking after their people have come back to the villa.
Wow, I look like an absolute fool.
You need to speak to him and see, but he needs to pull you.
I don't want anyone to speak to me right now.
I know it's hard, but just don't overthink until he has a conversation with you.
I've been absolutely made sheer off. And he reassured me and made sure I was okay. Not once has he asked if I'm okay.
Respectfully, Samantha has already called out the lack of intention, the lack of affection, the lack of transparency from Joey. So the fact that she hasn't decided to just move around the villa and see what else is out there for her baffles me. Wasn't Ronnie once an option? I mean, the way that he's been moving lately, I'm sure nobody would want to go over there, unless you're also just here for the games. But I'm like, nobody else interests you. She was talking about Will the other day. Will is more her speed, whatever. Like, girl, move around. I need you to stop being a fan and see Joey for who he is. He doesn't like you. He's not serious about you. And even if he did like you and he was serious about you, he is not showing you the love and appreciation that you feel you deserve. That's enough to cut things off. After you've addressed it multiple times, that's enough to cut it off. Jeez, Samantha, you're hurting my brain. So Uma and Omar talk about missing each other and still wanting to talk to each other, even though Will is now in the picture.
I actually did miss you.
Really?
100%.
I mean, I was excited, obviously, because we have good chat too. Doesn't mean anything that we can't continue exploring our connection.
Ooh.
It's giving besties. It's giving besties. I don't see anything between these two at all. And you can see the difference with how Uma has been moving now with the new guy compared to how she was moving with Omar, because Omar would be laying it on thick with Uma and she would just receive. Whereas now she's not only receiving, she's also giving. This is what Uma looks like when she likes somebody. Omar and Ayo, it was never going to be you. Moving on, Ronnie tells Harriet about the kiss, and it was annoying me because she basically gave him props for the bare minimum. She was annoyed with him, but she's like, well, at least he told me the truth. So that's it. He can go around acting like a fool, but as long as he's honest with you, it's fine. Knowing that she wants loyalty from him, knowing that she doesn't want him to play around. I don't know. To me, that's weird. But anyways, on the other hand, you have Samantha, who's having a mental breakdown.
The first thing he was going to do then, Joe, was pull you, you know.
Fuck.
He was. He's been looking for you, but he will be pulling you. But you need to have that conversation when you're strong.
I need to speak to her. I want to speak to her. I just feel like she's always giving me the cold shoulder.
He doesn't give a flying fuck about my feelings.
But you don't know until you hear him out what he's going to say.
The fact that I've had a ball by the sounds of it.
She'll come down in a minute. She's fine. She's fine.
I just feel really embarrassed.
It's out of your control. You've not embarrassed yourself.
What I don't understand with Samantha, and I know, like, when you're in an environment like this, sometimes your rationale goes out the window. But you're telling me Joey Essex, mind you, I do watch a lot of UK television, but I haven't watched any of the shows that Joey has been on outside of X on the Beach. And even I was aware of the reputation that Joey has. You have watched this guy from The Only Way is Essex to whatever other shows that he has been on. He's been on a plethora of reality TV shows. Do you think for a second this man actually needs Love Island? Either to find love or for notoriety? He doesn't need Love Island. He's here for the drama. He's here for entertainment. He has shown you a lack of intention, yet you decided to stick beside him and are now confused that he is doing exactly what he has been doing this entire time, me personally. Now, I will say sometimes he did mislead her and let her think certain things without correcting her, but for the most part, she's been complaining. So she knows this isn't what she wants to be in, but is sticking by it because it's Joey Essex. Girl, come on. And did you not say you wanted a guy who had better banter, who was more affectionate with you, who had that persona kind of like Will's? Why are you crying over Joey? Why are you crying over Joey? You said to a T, Will is more your speed. Go talk to that boy. Leave Joey behind. Oh my gosh, this girl needs to get out of her fandom because it's really holding her back. In the evening, Samantha is now finally in a mood to talk to Joey, and as soon as these two sit down, it starts popping off.
Why are you embarrassed?
I don't know, I just feel like was I just like a little bit of a placeholder until someone else come in?
The minute them bombshells walked in, you was done.
Did you kiss each other in that?
Yeah.
So there we go then. I'm never going to win with someone that you've got history with, so I backed off. Look at her, she's unbelievable, do you know what I mean? It's embarrassing. I know, but there's nothing that anyone in this villa can say to me now that's going to make me feel better. None.
You're beautiful. What are you talking about? You're pushing the situation away, but like you're writing it off completely.
It's so interesting to me how they're both right. They're both right, but the way that they went about being right was wrong. So Joey called Samantha out saying the way that you've been acting even before Grace was here was problematic, and that's true. But when she asked you point blank, where do I stand with you? You led her to believe that things were stronger than they were, even though she knew something was off. He still, left enough ambiguity so she'll stick around. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't give her a hard line like, this is how I feel about you, because that would be a definite, okay, is Samantha going to stay? Yes or no? He created enough ambiguity so she could be like, well, if I go, am I missing out on an opportunity? But if I stay, I'm not getting what I want, so maybe I should go. Like, she was left confused on purpose in a way. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like they're both correct in this argument. But either way, girl, leave that man alone. You should know better. Joey on Love Island, you should know better. And I need you to step your self-esteem up. Like, Samantha seems to be somebody who is so outspoken and so confident, yet when it comes to Grace, she keeps demeaning herself. And it's so frustrating to watch. Just because your man has a particular type, it doesn't make you like a tree monster all of a sudden. You are still a beautiful girl. You still have all the attributes that make you an amazing person. Don't now diminish yourself because your man likes somebody else. What does that got to do with you? You, in your mind, if you are that bitch, remain that bitch, regardless of what your man is into. Regardless of what your man is into. So if Ayo's not into you, you're not a pretty girl? If Ronnie's not into you, you're not a pretty girl? Like, it literally does not matter. I need her to start believing more in herself, because this self-loathing thing, this self-fulfilling prophecy, this projection of insecurities, Samantha, please, no, we got to put that away. Thank you very much. Sean is doing what Samantha needs to do and is moving around the villa and talking to the new people to see if there's something there.
My situation so far has obviously been a bit complicated. Waiting for the right person to come my way sort of thing. Yeah, proper excited when you walk through the door sort of thing. So, what's your favourite sweet? If you was to think of anything.
Anything fizzy, like the sour cherries, are nice.
At a minute, like a fizzy peach, you know what I mean?
Did they not have this exact conversation 2 episodes ago? This exact conversations. Oh yeah, I like a pick and mix. Oh yeah, I like the fuzzy whatever. Oh yeah, I like them too. I could give you a pick and mix. This exact bro, he needs to stop bringing up sweets. How are these chat up lines? We get it. You sell candy. Let's move on. Sean, come on. The fact that Tiffany is even entertaining Ronnie makes me think that Sean wouldn't be her type anyways. She wants somebody who's a little more edgy, who's a little more like a play with fire, dangerous type of guy. And Sean is just, Sean is sweet, but Sean is sweet, but he needs to work on his wrist a little bit. Or maybe they just need to send in somebody who's just as sweet so we can finally, mesh together. Yeah, let me go with that one. I'm not going to make this man change who he is. You be you, Sean. You be you. So Grace talks to Samantha to make sure that she's okay after what has happened overnight. And I'm sorry, if I was Samantha, I would just get up and walk away, because how dare you talk to me right now?
I don't want you to feel like pushed out or upset.
It's not you though, is it? It's him.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I get it, you've got history, but it was like, ow, ouch.
I think it was just something you two needed to sort, and I think you were both probably feeling a little bit awkward. I just don't want you to feel like I'm...
No, it's not. It's not
Do you know what I mean?
It's not you.
The way I would be livid if I had Grace looking at me in the eye, trying to look out for me, knowing damn well she's reveling in what's going on right now. She's reveling in it. And she's not rubbing it in Samantha's face, not at all. But you're not making any attempts to make sure that I don't feel like a mug in this situation. You've been kissing that man in public over at the sleepover. You're about to make out with him in front of me in the villa. You don't care about my feelings. You don't care about my well-being. You don't give a damn. And as much as the loyalty owed to Samantha is supposed to come from Joey, Grace, don't act like you're innocent in all of this. Like, don't, no. If I was Samantha, I actually would have gotten up and walked away. And I don't know where she went, because when this kiss happened between Joey and Grace, Samantha was nowhere to be found.
I'm definitely not sleeping in that bed in there. There's only one place to go in there.
Fine. Sweet.
We might as well.
Of course.
Perfect.
Isn't gonna do that.
Where is she?
On the sofa there.
Grace, it's so hard.
Okay.
I can't help but kiss her.
So to the people who were not feeling the 24-hour hideaway for non-couples, do you like it now? I feel like this is such a great twist. Like, I hope that Joey goes in there. I hope that it causes some chaos. It sucks that Samantha's on the brunt end of it, because even if I have my feelings about her, people's mental health is still important, and the roller coaster that she's been through emotionally in the last 24 hours is a lot. I think now she's at a point where she's more emotional than she is angry, and she keeps repeating, I feel embarrassed. Her main frustration is that Joey embarrassed her, which it's sad. It is sad. And with Samantha, I have so many truths with her. Like, sometimes I side with her, sometimes I don't. But at the end of the day, like, I do feel for her, and then I don't. But I do. I don't know. I want her to really give it to Joey, though. I feel like he deserves it. If anybody's going to give Joey what he deserves in terms of a tongue lashing, it's gonna be Samantha. So I hope that she pulls up her panties and she rips into him. I don't know. I feel like he deserves it. That's my opinion. Anyways, as always, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.